There was a boy named Arjun, born in a small village where dreams were limited to surviving each day. But Arjun had something unusual, a fire inside his chest, a voice in his head that said, "You are meant for more." Every day he would wake up at 4 a.m. and go for a run. Not because someone told him to, but because he wanted to build discipline. People laughed. Look at this crazy boy running for no reason. But he didn't stop. Arjun's house didn't have electricity most nights. He studied under a streetlight. He couldn't afford books, so he borrowed them. His shoes had holes, but his vision didn't. In school, he failed twice. Teachers told him, "You're not smart enough." His relatives said, "Be realistic." But Arjun kept moving. Every failure added fuel to his fire. He would repeat just one sentence every time he felt broken. "If not now, then when? If not me, then who?" That line became his mantra. But life didn't go easy. His father lost his job. There were days when Arjun slept hungry. He worked at a tea stall during the day and studied at night. It was hard. But he believed pain is temporary. Quitting lasts forever. One night, when everyone was asleep, he looked in the mirror and whispered, "I don't care how long it takes. I'm not stopping." That night changed something inside him forever. Arjun kept pushing. Days turned into months. The world kept throwing failures at him, but he caught them like stones and built a path. He applied for scholarships, rejected. He gave entrance exams, failed. He started an online business. It collapsed. Each time, the voice in his head tried to whisper, "Give up." But he would punch the table and scream, "Not now. Not ever." Then came a turning point. One day, while walking back from a failed interview, he passed by a building, the National Motivational Summit. Outside, a big poster read, "Speak to inspire. Apply now." He didn't have fancy clothes. He didn't have any followers. But he applied anyway, because he had a story. When he entered the hall, he felt like an outsider. Suits, ties, English accents, Arjun had none. He was wearing a shirt he had stitched himself. His turn came. He stepped onto the stage, hands shaking, heart pounding. But his voice was steady. He didn't speak English. He didn't quote billionaires. He just spoke the truth. He told them about running at 4 a.m., about studying under streetlights, about hunger, failure, and not quitting. And something magical happened. The room fell silent. Then they stood up and clapped. Not for his grammar, not for his appearance, but for his courage. That video went viral. People started messaging, "You're the reason I didn't give up. You reminded me of my purpose." For the first time in his life, Arjun realized, maybe, just maybe, I was born to struggle so I could teach others how to fight. He started getting invites to speak from schools, from colleges, even corporate events. He didn't charge money. He just wanted to ignite that same fire in others. He still lived in a small room, still had no AC, no fancy gadgets. But now he had a mission. Years passed and Arjun's discipline began to bear fruit. His small online business started growing. Clients came in. People started noticing. But Arjun stayed the same, humble, quiet, focused. He still woke up at 4 a.m. Success didn't make him soft. It made him sharper. One day, he gave a small speech at a local school. He stood in front of young kids and said, "I didn't have money. I didn't have contacts. But I had discipline, and that made me unstoppable." Those words echoed in that hall. Children started waking up early. Parents thanked him. A movement had begun, quietly, just like Arjun. But the world only saw the result. Not the lonely mornings, not the failures, not the nights when he cried silently, but still showed up the next day. Arjun kept going. He wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing his better self. Eventually, Arjun's company reached millions. He hired people, trained them with the same mindset. Discipline is not punishment, he told his team. It's the highest form of self-love. His story reached the newspapers. He was invited on podcasts, stages, interviews. But every time he spoke, he said just one thing: respect your time, and it will respect you back. Arjun returned to the old neighborhood. He sat on the same bench where he once dreamed big. This time, kids sat around him asking, "How did you do it?" He smiled and said, "I just woke up earlier than my excuses. That's all. No magic. No shortcuts. Because success isn't about luck. It's about showing up when no one else does." And that's why Arjun became a legend. Not because he was born special, but because he created something special with silence, sweat, and self-belief. So if you're still waiting for the right time, stop. Wake up, show up, and like Arjun, start winning your mornings and your life.